Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So we actually have mostly the same faces, but a couple of new faces. No? Can we at least?
High school.
Okay. So just for our gift and for our energy, we're gonna do your name. And do you guys know what a spirit animal is?
Oh, it's like what you think you are. What you think you are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like what animal? Like if you were an animal, what animal would you be? So your name and your spirit animal.
Okay. I have to think, so I'll go last.
Okay, I'll go first. And when I say my name, you say it back to me. So we do that, and then I'll tell you my spirit animal. My name is Nandita.
Nandita.
And my spirit animal is an elephant, I think.
My name is Jayla and my spirit animal is a tiger.
Jayla.
My name is Derek. My spirit animal is
Gotta do it.
Derek.
Derek. Okay.
Oh, my name is Salik, and my spirit animal is a dolphin.
My name is Aline and my spirit animal is a white tiger.
Aline.
My name is Jeroboam, my spirit
What you
animal
think? I can't remember.
What?
Jeroboam.
Jeroboam.
And your spirit animal is?
Black Panther.
Nice.
Jeroboam.
My name is Lisette, and my spirit animal is
My name is Hakeem, and my spirit animal is. Yeah, the lion.
Hakeem.
Lion.
My name is Tommy, I'm a spirit animal is
Tommy.
Eliover.
A leopard.
Tommy.
Tommy.
My name is Sinadia and I do not know what my spirit animal is. So, I really
That works.
Zanadia.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I just found out that my spirit animal is a serpent.
What's that?
It's a snake.
Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Catherine, and my spirit animal is a pink flamingo. I'm Crystal, my spirit animal is a rabbit.
Crystal.
Hi, I'm Mercy, and I don't know if I have to say, my spirit animal is giraffe.
My name is Nicole, and my spirit animal is a monkey.
Nicole.
My name is Joey. My spirit animal is either a lion, actually a mixture of a lion and a Rottweiler.
That's like my spirit animal.
Mine is like a wolf. That's like a hybrid wolf.
Yeah.
That would be a wolf.
I'm a wolf. I was about to say that.
Oh.
I'm a snow wolf.
Snow.
Snow.
My name is Susan, and my spirit animal is a jaguar.
Susan.
My name is Colleen and my spirit animal is a snake.
Colleen.
My name is Holly, my spirit animal is a mama bear.
It's a good one.
My name is Sashay and my spirit animal is a horse.
Okay, and let's do one. Take a deep breath and let it out with a sigh.
Oh, that was good.
And then take a deep breath and let it out with a sound that kind of gets at where you are right now.
Actually, I'm very happy for the cute sound.
Okay, so we're going to take a seat, and Stephanie is going to introduce herself and lead us in some, and tell us her story. She's one of our guests. We have 3 guests today that are taking time out of their incredible lives to share what their journey has been.
So how are you all today?
Doing
Good.
great.
Good.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. It is my honor and pleasure to actually be able to come and talk with you guys today. I wish I had something like this when I was your age. Back in the 60s and 70s, we didn't. This is also my birthday week. My birthday was on Monday, so this is just a nice time of year celebrating my birthday and Christmas and New Year's and yeah. So I had given Susan a little bit of an introduction of me, and I'm a truth seeker, a personal archaeologist, and budding author. So I worked on Wall Street for almost 30 years and left it this year because I kept striving to do bigger things and more things, and the next job and the next promotion and the next project was going to make me happy. And when I got it, I wanted more because it didn't give me what I was looking for. I was looking for things all around me to make me happy and didn't know what was in my heart. So I decided back in July that I didn't want to go back to Wall Street. I had had enough of working for a company that I was being of service, but to them, not to myself and not to people around me. A couple of months ago, the thought of writing a book came to me, which I'm in the process of doing. And I actually just got accepted into an author program, which is very exciting, based on what I want to write and what I'm doing. And so when I say I'm a truth seeker and a personal archaeologist, what I'm looking at is, speaking my truth, speaking truth to people around me, and then personal archaeologists, I'm looking at why I've done things in my life, why the people around me have done things or not done things, because there were some bad things that happened to me as a kid, and I got very quiet. I didn't feel like I could share any of that with anybody. I had people threaten to hurt me if I told anybody what was going on. And so I held everything inside of me, and I didn't feel like I could talk to anybody about it. I got lots of sore throats because I lost my voice and I couldn't talk with people. So I went through years of lots of sore throats. I went through years of stomach aches and stomach problems because I shoved everything inside. And I don't want to see any of you do that. It's, we need to be able to have a voice. We need to be able to tell our stories, even if it's as simple as writing something down on a piece of paper. So I've started journaling, but I was always afraid that if I had a journal, somebody would read it. And so now sometimes what I do is I'll take a piece of paper and I'll write down what I'm thinking, and then I tear it up so that nobody can see it anymore. But getting things out, or having a friend that you trust, that you can talk to them about what's going on, because I felt like I didn't have that. And also, we moved around a lot as my mother was trying to figure out what she wanted to do with her life. She had me when she was 19. By the time she was 23, I had 2 younger brothers. I went to 3 different high schools, a whole bunch of different middle schools and junior high schools. I didn't feel like I had any roots, but I was still looking to everybody around me to make me happy. And what I've realized is that I have everything I need in my heart and within me. We were all born perfect. And it's when the people around us start telling us who we should be, or what we should be, or what we should be doing, we sometimes lose who we are. I know I did. I was sharing a little while ago, 2 years ago, I got divorced a little over 2 years ago. And we were talking about getting into Facebook. And I had never been on Facebook up until 2 years ago. But I had found a program that I wanted to participate in, and it was a private Facebook group where we could share our feelings. And I remember on the first call, Sandy, who's the coach who lives out in Vancouver, and that's one of the great things about the internet, is now we can do virtual programs and share things safely in a safe environment. And one of the questions on the first call was, how do you want to feel? How do you feel? And I couldn't answer the question because I was so numb. I had shoved everything in for so long. And I don't want anybody to ever have to hold everything in the way I did. You guys have resources now that I didn't have when I was a kid. So you've got, things are much more open. We talk about things now that we didn't back in, like I said, the 60s and 70s when I was in middle school and junior high and high school. In my bio, I also put that I'm guided by my values of honesty, integrity, truth, and love. So do you guys know what values are? So it's something. What's that?
Respect, courage, justice, responsibility. I already said caring, right?
Beautiful.
Caring, respect.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the song that we used to do. Yeah, caring, justice, responsibility, courage, respect, core values in it.
So we all have our own values, and it's those four are what guide me now. Of being honest with myself, being truthful with myself, feeling my feelings, not shoving things down, integrity of standing for what I believe in, and not putting myself down and not making myself feel small because of somebody saying something or not thinking the same way that I do, because we all have our own opinions. And just because we may not agree doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong, or vice versa. It's being respectful of other people's opinions. And my last value is love, and it's instead of leading my life from my head, it's leading my life from my heart. And how do I want to feel? And so every morning, and this is something that you guys can do, is before I get out of bed, I think about, how do I want to feel today? And I close my eyes and I just think about it and I feel it for about a minute. And whether you want to call it thinking or meditation or something else, it's, so this morning I said I want to feel joyous and I want to feel connected, because I want to connect with all of you. And so, and I felt that within myself, and that will now guide me through my day. So it's really, it's kind of setting an intention for the day and then moving forward with it. One of the things that I wanted to share too is sometimes they say the opposite of love is hate. And I actually think the opposite of love is fear. And I lived a lot of my life in fear, in that I would either make decisions or not do something because I was afraid of something that was going to happen. I also had people who were mean to me or bullied me while I was in school. And really, in many ways, people act out because they're afraid of something. They're uncomfortable with a situation, or they may not like something that they see, and so they don't know how to communicate, and so they sometimes act out. And we think it's because of us, and most of the time it's all because of them. What people are doing really has nothing to do with us. We sometimes are the recipient of what they do. But it's really, it's not their stuff, or it's not our stuff, it's their stuff. Which is sometimes hard to understand when somebody's being really mean to you. And it took me a long time to figure that out. Some of the stuff that, and even some of the things that I did when, someone said something and I snapped back at them. It was my own fear that was coming out. And instead of being respectful of their opinion, it happens, we're human. What it really comes down to is for many, many years, because I identified so much with the people around me and the things around me and the next job or the next project, as much as I knew that education was my key to being able to take care of myself, because I didn't want to end up like my mother, who was at 23, nearly divorced with 3 babies. I knew going to school was my way of being able to take care of myself no matter what happened. But I gave away my power. And you guys need to hold on to your power in your heart. What do you want to do for yourself? I was reading a book last night, and there's a quote that I thought was perfect, so I wrote it down this morning. It says, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." So being yourself. staying true to yourself. And that was Ralph Waldo Emerson. So there's an exercise that I wanted to do with all of you, that someone did with me this summer, and I thought it was pretty cool. So if you close your eyes and think about a person or a character or a superpower or somebody that you would want by your side, standing by you. So close your eyes for a minute and think about who that would be. And don't think too much about it, just let the image or the name of the person just come to you. So, has everybody had their person or their character or their whomever?
No.
Yes? Okay. And so, imagine if, chair here, 2 chairs. So, who would like, so what I want to do is have somebody sit in the chair and just think of a situation where they're alone, okay? And then they're gonna come over and sit in the chair, and that person is gonna be standing behind them. And they're gonna be with them. And then tell me how you feel. And it's a shift in your energy. And it's a shift from thinking about, you know, somebody was mean to me or something. So my person is Martha Washington. I don't know where she came from, but she was a pioneer. She had a lot of things that were out of the ordinary. And when I shifted and I went to the chair, went and sat in the chair, and I had Martha standing behind me, I felt strong, and I felt powerful, and I felt like a pioneer. And so something as simple as just moving from one chair to another and having that person being with you can just kind of change your energy and change your mindset. So does anybody want to be brave and come up? Okay. So sit right down. And so think about whatever you want to think about, but you're not with that person. Okay? You there? Okay. So now stand up and come sit in this chair. And who is your person?
My brother.
Your brother? Okay. So how do you feel when your brother is with you and standing behind you?
Happy.
Anything else? So that's something that if you're not feeling happy, you can go sit in another chair or just step to the side and think about how you feel when you think about your brother and bring you back to that happy place. Got it? Any questions? No? Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I'll go.
Okay, whatever. So think about whatever you want to think about and get to that place. And then when you're ready, come sit over in this other chair. And who is your person or superpower?
My mother.
Nice. So how do you feel when you think about your mother?
Protected.
Anything else?
Safe. And just calm.
Nice.
Calm.
So that's something that you can take with you anywhere, and to bring you to that place of safe and calm and protected.
Gotcha. Love that.
Nice. Anybody else? No? Okay.
I'm the guys.
Joey.
There you go.
It's not a very guy thing.
I'm a good example.
That's fine. So anyway, Come on, run up.
Great, great soul right here.
All right, so close your eyes and just let me know when you're ready to move over to the other chair. Okay. So who is your person?
My cousin.
Your cousin. And so how do you feel when you think about your cousin?
Courageous, encouraging, safety.
Nice. So that's something, again, that you can take with you anytime that you think about your cousin, of being courageous and safe. And it's all within us. And it's thinking about, these people, or this person, or Martha Washington in my case, to feel protected and strong. And so, anything else you'd like to share? Thank you very much. Tommy, come on over. So close your eyes and think about a situation or a feeling. And then you can move over to the other chair when you're ready. All right, so who is your person?
My brother and my sister.
Your brother and your sister. So how do you feel when you think about them?
I feel happy.
What's that?
I feel happy.
Happy, okay. And anything else?
I feel like I can do anything.
Nice. You can do anything. Very nice. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Last call? Anybody else? No?
I have a question.
Sure.
For the people who just did that exercise, and for all of us, because we all kind of just did it, I think when you had us start thinking about it, it was like, I was thinking at least of a situation or a moment that I'm currently dealing with where I don't feel very good. And then I thought of that character. And I'm curious if you guys were thinking of a situation, how does that character make you change how you might act? Does it make you change how you might act? If anybody, was anybody else thinking of a specific situation where they were like, this is not going well? And how would it change having your mom, or the way that you respond in that situation, how does it change?
It's clear. It's clear. What is ahead seemed to have gotten clearer.
Yeah. Which is interesting, right? Because I think one of the things you mentioned was protected. But instead of saying oh, I felt bold, and sometimes it comes in weird forms of clarity, not necessarily something that's exactly like the feeling.
I think it also makes you more aware of your reaction to other people. I think knowing this person's next to you, or seeing you react in a tough situation makes you want to be the better person in a situation where otherwise maybe you would lash out or something.
Yeah.
Great question, thank you.
And Dee, to add on to your question, you said how does it make you feel? I actually kind of want to know why this person, these people, do they give you that feeling of protection, happiness, can achieve anything. I want to know why. Mine is my mother too. So why? Curious. Whoever wants to share.
Simply because no matter what step or direction that I took in my life, she has always said, no matter what happens, we're here. We've got you. I've got you. And no matter what you choose, I am with you. Whether I agree or not, I am with you.
I think, Mercy, also to answer your question, whoever you believe that support is has obviously in some way validated that reason for why you believe that they could make or empower you. So if Nicole feels like her mother is the support it's because her mother has supported her many, many, many times in the past. So when she thinks of her, that validation is reinforced. I think that's the power when you're able to see a recurring pattern of validation. That's when you can imagine that person to be with you and feel that same strength even when they're not.
I recognize that. I think for me, in getting to know everyone here for the last couple of months, it's knowing why is also my way of connecting to you. So understanding why. I know why Tommy picked his siblings. I would like to know why Colleen picked his cousin, you know, as courageous, you know. So it's for me, everything is from a place of love and how I deal with people. So once I really, really understand that, I kind of know in every aspect how to help them when I feel like they're down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and the why is so important.
Yeah.
Because when you just look at a what, it doesn't really give a context. When you look at the, you know, and try to understand why we feel the way we do, or why we pick people, or why somebody did something, it can help give us some understanding. And we don't have to necessarily sometimes agree with what somebody did, but we can accept it. But yeah, it's all about the why.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Colleen? So why did you pick your cousin?
I picked my cousin because I grew up to be a man, and it tells me that I can do anything. That's why.
That's
Thank
awesome
you.
that
That's
you have
awesome.
that
Nice.
encouragement and that support. These things become a point of reference of who you become as an adult and how you treat others.
Yep. Yeah. So do you guys have any questions for me?
That is like the best birthday gift ever I could ever imagine receiving, I'm telling you.
I didn't for a long time. Oh, she said that she thinks I have it all down pat. Thank you.
I think you're incredibly brave for taking the trajectory of the rest of your life with one decision.
I don't know where it's leading me. I'm trusting the process. Yes.
Not a question, but a comment. I think it was wrong that those people, what the people did to you.
Thank you. It was, but I forgive them. And forgiving the people for doing things, forgiveness is actually for us. And so it's finding a place in our heart to try to understand why. And then, like I said, we can accept it, we don't have to agree with certain things. But then it's moving on because of all the bad, you know, I held a lot of things in and it made me sick for a lot of years. And so in forgiving people, it released all of that. And that has been a gift really to me. Yeah.
Does everyone know what Wall Street is?
Wall Street Journal.
So what's Wall Street? She said she was working on Wall Street, but what is Wall Street and what does that mean? Hands? Does anyone have a guess?
Isn't it like publishing book company?
There is the Wall Street Journal, but that's different than working at Wall Street Journal is a newspaper and a print. You're right, a publishing place. But it's when people say they work on Wall Street, they're talking about something different.
A street. A real street.
It is a real street in New York. That's also right, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're working on that street. Anyone else?
It's a street for people who want to be in a company.
It's not just one company.
It's tons of authors who live on that street.
That sounds beautiful, and I think that our world would be better if
Yes.
it was a bunch of authors who lived on Wall Street.
I wish it was so nice. It's an area in downtown New York City that has a lot of banks and brokerage firms and commodities exchanges. The New York Stock Exchange is there. So I worked for a big bank, I worked for a commodities exchange, and I worked for a big insurance company. It was almost too big to fail. And so I did project management, so when they needed to do something, I helped them figure out the pieces and the parts and kind of put the puzzle together, and then put together a plan and implement it. And did a lot of, I'm an old computer programmer. That's how I started out. So Wall Street has gotten smaller in some ways, but it's still, it's thought of to be the heart of the financial market, if that makes sense.
Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Well, what are some words or what do you think it's like to work on Wall Street? Like, throw out some words into the circle. What do you think that job was like for Stephanie?
June.
Fun? Well, let's test. I wonder if there's. Okay, let's test them out. Fun is one. What else?
Stress.
Stress. So I'm gonna say this is positive and this is negative.
That's
Fun,
stressful.
stressful. Any others?
No.
Frightened, low.
Frightening and loving. Okay. So we have fun and loving, frightening and stressful,
Hard.
hard. I'll put that in. I'll put that. It's like in the middle. Okay. Sorry.
Caring.
Caring. Complex. Middle too. Any others?
Disappointing.
Disappointing.
Exhilarating.
Exhilarating. What does exhilarating mean?
Exhausted, isn't it?
Upset.
No, isn't that like tiring?
Like helping?
There's a lot of
Is it a positive?
Yes, a lot of
Say
energy.
it again.
a lot of energy.
A lot of energy.
Exciting.
Exciting.
Exhausted.
Exhausting.
Lucrative.
What does lucrative mean? What does lucrative mean?
Money.
Money. If you got a lot of money. Is that positive or negative? What do you guys think?
Nah,
Positive.
it's
Does anyone think having it be lucrative is negative?
I think it's in the middle.
It's in the middle.
I think that.
Only negative if you do
It's
the
like
right thing
Hangman,
with it.
except that we're doing the opposite version.
Okay. It's kind of like hangman. Any other words? Okay, so tell me. So asking Stephanie, it looks like we've got like disappointing, stressful, frightening, complex. I think complex is in the middle. We have complex, lucrative. I forget the other one. This is like a memory game for me. But on this side, it was loving, caring, fun, lucrative, exhilarating.
And money. Something about this.
That was the lucrative
That's
one.
lucrative, yeah.
So, Stephanie, which ones did it felt like?
All of the above at different points, except for loving.
Except
It
for
was
one?
never loving.
Hmm.
It's big business.
Undependable.
Business wants to get projects done, they wanna make money. I think, Art and Eden with what you guys are creating is a different movement. But typically, companies on Wall Street, it's about the bottom line, it's about making money. It was exhilarating, it was fun, it was challenging, it was lucrative, but there's a price to pay for making money. I was working 70-hour weeks, I was commuting 3 hours a day.
Wait, 70-hour weeks. What does that mean, guys? Think about that.
She
How much was she working every day?
7.
10 hours. So let's put a time on that. If she got to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, when did she leave?
She left that like about 6 or 5.
And then add an hour and a half on each side for commuting.
And 1.5. And how many days a week? Like 7.
How much do you get paid? Like,
And that's where my life has really changed, and so yes, I was well paid for the work that I did, but I was working a 70-hour week, and I was commuting 3 hours a day, and I was working on weekends, and they expected you to answer emails all the time, and you were always on. And then I had, I tried to have a home life. I'm unemployed right now, so I'm not making any money, and I'm happier than I've ever been. because I don't have that stress. I'm living my life for me. I'm trusting where I'm going. I don't know where it is, but you guys are actually the first group that I've ever talked to. So
You're doing a great job.
this is cool. So working on Wall Street was all of those things. But it was continuing, like I said, to be chasing the carrot of the bigger project, the better job, the more money. And when I got there, it wasn't enough, and I wanted the next thing. And it was always the next thing and the next thing. And I learned a lot. I met a lot of great people. And I loved the challenge. I like being peaceful.
So Stephanie, as these kids are on the anvil of their own journey, what would be, if you were to give them one great advice, what would that be?
Trust and follow your heart.
I have a follow-up. Because I was told that, right, growing up, trust and follow your heart. And have I been able to do it? It's really hard, right? Like, it's really hard at every moment. So if you're in class, and you do not, or even right now, so if you do not want to be here, and your heart is like, get out of here, do you follow it in that moment?
No.
Like,
No.
why not?
Because it might be disrespectful and very heartbreaking.
That's a nice reason. What's another reason you might not do it?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, 'cause I don't want to go back to class.
So maybe your heart is like,
He doesn't want to go back to class.
stay here. But I'm saying sometimes, like, how do you know when it gets very unclear? So, for instance, my heart wants to provide for my parents, right, or my family, and be able to take care of them when they're older. And maybe that means having a job I don't like. But my heart also wants to be free and be a writer and be a dancer and, like, just not care about money. And that works for a little while until I have to eat and maybe, like, provide for somebody. So in those decisions.
But you can do both. And so, you know, I worked in jobs I didn't like, but I always found a creative outlet outside of that. Because we do have to pay our bills, because we have to care for parents or family. You know, there are things we have to do that we don't like. And that's part of being responsible. Because we need to be responsible to ourselves and where we're going. I would say going to school and getting as much out of your education is being responsible as well. Even if you don't think it's following your heart and you don't necessarily want to be in class, having an education and doing, you know, as much as you can with it gives you the ability to be able to then go out and not stay in that job you don't want to stay in forever, while you can, and sometimes it's a balance. So it's doing a job that's paying the bills and hopefully isn't 70 hours a week with a 3-hour-a-day commute. But then on the side, so I did this with a preserves business years ago, and on weekends and nights I would play with recipes, and my friends would taste test things, and so I then created a business, and I had the opportunity to leave my full-time job for about a year, and then I had to close the business because I had made no money with it. So this goes to your point. So it's finding balance. It's figuring out, you know, how can I do some of the things I really want to do while I'm still being responsible and providing for myself and not just running off to the woods to pick berries.
So inspired off of what you just did, I had a different thought for us, but I think we can do this. And I can re-describe it for those of you who walked in late. So we have these two chairs, right? So let's do that. Everyone stand up. Find a partner. I'm gonna describe it, so if it's not good, maybe not me. But if you're
She forced her to practice twice.
You guys practice? Okay. And then when you have your two chairs, just pull them forward slightly so that you can stand behind them. So with your partner, based off, it's kind of similar to what we just did, but decide who is chocolate and who is candy.
I'm chocolate.
Okay.
Wait, is it chocolate? Yeah, because chocolate.
And Candy, you're gonna go first, and for 30 seconds, you're going to talk to your partner about something in your life, like that you're stuck or where you feel like you're not empowered, where you're just like, this is a bad situation for me. It can be something that's already happened, it can be something that's coming, but whatever, something in your life where you're like stuck. Does that make sense? So for instance, for me, I might say, or something I have fear about, maybe that's another one. Something you
My daughter's coming from
What's your fear about not getting
I won't be happy in life if I can't see. I want to live my life.
I think we do.
a little more time.
I'm scared of something.
And wrap up your sentence. It doesn't have to be perfect.
I'm scared right now. I'm scared. I don't want to see because happy clothing. Because I'm actually with and bullies. And I am scared of seeing if I get putting me on a dot.
out in the streets like we have dogs. And they keep cut snakes and stuff. So, but I really want to go. But I'm afraid to go because I'm going to walk around and see snakes popping everywhere.
Let's start wrapping up. Last sentences. And you're gonna, everyone just take a moment. We can all do this together. Take a moment. Close your eyes. And remember again, that person or character, for me it wasn't a person, it was the image of fire. So the person or the thing that comes to your mind that fills you with something positive, strength, peace. And just picture what they look like, what they smell like, if they have a smell, I don't know, fire has a smell. How big are they? How small are they? And think about the feelings they fill you with. What sense do they give you? And you can open your eyes. Okay. So now you guys have all shared that fear, right? And your partner is going to stand behind the chair that you're not sitting next to. And you're going to do the same, kind of a similar thing. So you're going to close your eyes and think of the situation that fills you with fear. Right? And you're just going to feel it for a second. And your partner, so I'm going to come up and be my example, is going to stand behind this chair.
Don't laugh at me.
And when you're ready, you're going to switch chairs. And you're gonna close your eyes, and your partner is just gonna not gonna say anything, and they're gonna put their hands on your shoulders. I know you love this one. Do you want to be my partner, Jerry? We can be partners. I know I'm your character that fills you with strength. I'm just gonna hold that. So they're gonna put their hands on your shoulders, and you're gonna close your eyes and think about the character and see how it feels. And if you don't want their hands on your shoulders, you can just say, you can tell your partner, don't do it, and that's okay. Okay, and then we'll switch. So starting in this chair, and I'm gonna ask everyone to be really quiet for this, so people, your partner's not, your hands are not on their shoulders, you're behind this chair right now.
Get excited.
So you're over here to the right. And everyone's gonna close and your hands are not on their shoulders. Because, so no one's touching. It's because you're right now in this fearful place. So everyone's gonna close their eyes, or if you don't wanna close your eyes, you can just unfocus your gaze and feel the fears that you just talked about. Just feel it, and I'll give you a signal to when to switch. And you can switch to the other chair. Keep your eyes closed. And when your partner puts their hands on your shoulders, think of the character that you just came up with. How do your feelings change? And how would you react differently in the situation? Now you can stand up and face your partner. Say thank you, partner.
Thank you, partner.
And for just a couple seconds, notice with your partner, how did that feel and how would you change in the situation?
I felt like I wasn't alone. Safer.
How would you And when you're done, you can switch. So your partner sits in the chair now. Chocolate, you're in the chair.
Yeah, let's sit. Now it's your turn.
So you're going to switch partners. You're going to let them have their conversation. And we respect that every partner has their own journey, just like every person has their own journey. So with your partner now, so one of the things that happens with exercises like this is that they bring up really powerful things for different people at different times. And for some people it might just be funny, or you might be having like a light moment, and for some people you might be having a heavy moment. And the way I approach it is to respect and hold all of them. Whatever comes up for people in the moment is what needs to come up in that moment. And to trust that somebody is there with you, and we don't all have to attack them or rush. So with your partner, we're gonna switch, and chocolates are in the chair, and you're over here, and you're over here, and you're one over. And you're gonna close your eyes, and same thing. So chocolates, close your eyes or unfocus your gaze, and think about the things that are bringing up fear and how you would react in that situation. Or not react. We're just coming back for a second, and then we're gonna do something else. So I just wanna touch base.
No, I know how to change it.
Cool.
Right there.
Other people have similar reactions, or not really?
I didn't think that the exercise would make me feel so much, but I thought like having someone actually put their hands on your shoulders made me really feel like that person was there.
Presence,
Yeah.
Well, I felt calm and relieved.
Calm and relief. Before or after?
After.
How did it feel before?
Terrified.
I felt like since now I know how to do this, that I can be that for someone who necessarily may not be able to say that they need it, but you can kind of pick up on it. So now it's something that I can share with other people.
Anything else? Did it not work for anybody? And could you tell why?
Well, I'm just totally different. I think, like I was telling her, I'm very emotional. And everything touches me. And my heart just ached because she's 13, you know, so. And I just remember when I was 13 and what my mind was at 13. And I just felt, I was thinking of her, I was thinking about me. Then I thought about my grandmother and then thought about her. So touching me, nah, that's not gonna help what's in here. But I really appreciate what you shared earlier, I really did. But
It's interesting.
touching me didn't help me. It's interesting that Holly said it didn't really touch her, and I think in the traditional sense, it didn't work for her and Jerga, but it actually did work. It's just not in the traditional sense because we're all here in emotion. Okay, it just affected you a lot different. Like you said, she is 13, and you think back to when you were 13, like wow. I mean, Jayla shared some stuff with me that I'm just like, wow. You know what I mean? So like in the traditional sense, no, it's not working. Like maybe you didn't get that same connection or energy, but the fact that we're all here feeling emotion, okay, and we're fellowshipping, that's a part of it. That's your perception. I understand. I hear you.
And I think I asked like if it works or doesn't work because all the stuff we do and the exercises we do, some you may hate and some you may not, and they're all, I think of them as offerings, like a big buffet table. Take what you want, leave what you don't like. That's okay. And it's actually like that in life and in school too, right? Like you talked about values, and I was wondering like where do our values come from? Do I decide them? Are they given to me? Like, is there a point in my life where I get to say, actually, I don't value that. That's not what I don't want that value, and I'm gonna drop it because it doesn't work for me. And how that's okay when we have our different reactions.
I was amazed at the power of like human touch because like I've been thinking about so many different things, like logistics, knocking the door, like construction, like random different things, and then I'm also like present, like my brain's going back and forth, right, you know? And then I was feeling an extreme amount of stress, like my shoulders, I was aching, like it was the radiating pain in my shoulders. And then after I discussed how I felt, like, you know, I felt even more pain. And as soon as you put your hands on my shoulders, I feel relieved, like I just feel refreshed, I feel more present, I feel more alive, I feel more engaged. And I feel just thankful, like and blessed for the laying of a hand, because I've been hurting all morning. Like I was thinking to myself, like wow, you know, literally like someone's energy, like you just can do that, like you can put your hands on my shoulders a child, and I feel better.
Yeah.
And it's the association too.
Yeah.
Of like thinking about that person.
Yeah.
Like my person is 3, and I'm just thinking about how much that meant and what it did for me, and I'm actually just amazed because I've never had that experience in that way with someone I didn't know. So thank you.
That's beautiful.
I have a question. What is the power of touch? What is the power that laying? What do people think that power? Why do people feel when you put your hand on somebody's shoulder? Why do you feel that it affects them in such a deep manner? Her pain went away. So that's powerful. So why do we feel? What is the power of the touch? Yeah.
I think it's so powerful because when somebody touches you, you think you might get a flashback of something that happened. The same spot that you had it in. That's why it's very powerful.
I think it's powerful because they probably know exactly the way you feel. Because you don't know if something really bad happened to them or anything. And like you can feel the energy through someone by just touching them on their shoulder, and it's like love.
Yeah.
From my opinion, I think that it's so much power because when you touch them, they like think that they know that they have somebody to talk to, and they might not before that they might not have somebody to talk to, but now that they feel the touch and the power, they know that they have somebody to talk to when they need to talk to.
Tommy?
I think it's powerful because, like, when you touch them on the shoulder and they're thinking of the person in their mind, they're gonna think it's the person that is touching them, and they want to, like, see the person right.
Yes.
I think it's powerful because when you imagine that person, it's a person you've grown very strongly attached to, and they've always been there to support you and give you that boost up. And when you imagine them there, it feels like, it's not just a figment, it's just real, and you actually have support in a time where you may be very vulnerable.
It can be powerful because you may, like, when you have your eyes closed and you think about somebody, say if one of your family members passed away and you're thinking about them, and then somebody just puts their hands on your shoulders, it makes you feel like that person's, like, it makes you feel as if that person is here again.
I think, our bodies and our spirits are connected. They're one and the same. So the power of touch can be good and bad. And I think that, when you feel that touch in a positive way, it can really affect your spirit for better or for worse.
What do you say in a bad way? Like, how does that connect? I'm not making that connection.
What I mean is, like, people can affect you in a bad way through touch, and just the same as positively. And so that's why, I think it's important, like, to take care of yourself, to take care of your body, because you're taking care of your spirit as well. And also to not allow other people to hurt you in a bad way, because it's not just your body, it's also affecting who you are and your spirit.
On that note, I did want to say, I'm sorry, I forgot to do this earlier. Well, first, I'm going to take my hand back for a second. Like, our hands are really, and our bodies are really powerful. And I don't know if you guys, depending on your experience just now, like, you have a lot of healing power in your hands for somebody else. And other people have that for you. You also have a lot of harming power in your body and your hands. And in that sense of, like, we all have different stories and different memories and different triggering points. So, again, moving forward, just to say it clearly, like, you are in charge of your own body. And you are in charge of what you want or don't want. And so if we do stuff like this and you're like, don't touch me, that's totally valid. So just to say that. And also, like, you guys are amazing. Like, you have so much power and so much ability to, like, give and love and be there and open. And that's also
Okay, and go ahead.
Being around the kids is amazing to see and hear what they say. It's completely unexpected, and it just makes you realize how amazing lives they have and how much support they can actually give you more than you can give them. And every time that we get a chance to spend with them is just mind-blowing and humbling. That's it. Yeah.
All right, you're on.
So I'm super thankful to be here for the Camden group. This mentoring program is extremely valuable. I got to know all these individuals, and I love how caring and so supportive they are. I came here not really knowing what to expect in the program, but a couple meetings later, I got to know each one individually, and they're so brave for sharing their stories and being intact, and just listening to them and listening to me. I'm learning a lot, and I'm really excited to see where the program is going to go from here.
Okay, so how do you think the program's going so far?
I think every month is like an adventure. It's going amazing for me. It feels like this huge opportunity to do a lot of work that sometimes I feel like only adults get to do, and there's not as much space for it in school.
Okay, so here's just a suggestion. And so how do you think the program's going so far?
I think it's going really.
So, and again, rephrase the question. I think
Okay.
the program is really going great.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Okay. So I think the program's going really well so far. Every month is an adventure, and I'm never quite sure what will happen. But it's a blessing, and I'm grateful to be in it.
What has surprised you about the program?
I'm surprised how ready and willing the kids are to jump into a lot of these activities, and how perceptive and supportive they are of one another.
Have you had any disappointments in the program?
There are always disappointments. It's like with any teaching or facilitating, things go one way in my head and then they happen differently, but the magic is between that translation. I wish we had more time.
How do you think your coworkers have done? Did they meet your expectations as to how they would interact with the kids?
From what I have heard from talking to my coworkers and my peers, I think they're surprising themselves a lot. And as Susan has mentioned, kids are always really transformative for adults. So I think that has been a lot of the surprise.
Do you find any disparity between the obvious intelligence of these kids and their cultural and sort of general knowledge?
I was thinking about how this program doesn't focus specifically on academic achievement or gains, and we're lucky because we get to access that intelligence in a different way. But sometimes I think about the disparity of what is most useful and best that we can provide. Is it straight up reading tutoring, or is it letting them know how powerful and intelligent they are? So I think that's a tension that I have.
Have any of the kids kind of confided in you about what they have experienced? You've done a lot of public stuff with the kids, but has any of the kids come up to you and say, "Hey, Nandita, I really appreciate what you said about this," or any stories like that?
I think I've had a couple of moments where the kids have come up and said, we appreciate this, but the positive and negative of facilitating is that it's almost like an invisible voice or invisible presence. So really, if I'm doing my job well, people are connecting with one another. But since I'm not in those activities, I actually get to experience that a little bit less.
So after today, what's your next goal? What's your next goal with the children?
Things are going to shift a lot because they're going to visit us in New York City. So I'm going to try and leverage the vast resources of New York to expose them to all of the possible future paths for them and still do a bit of the work we're already doing.
Do you think the school and the school has been receptive, and how have they shown that?
The school has been more than receptive and welcoming and supportive since before we began, just like through their sheer enthusiasm and their responsiveness and their willingness to be fully present and do all of this stuff, the activities with us. So it's an amazing place to be.
So what's your favorite memory of this program so far?
I have too many favorite memories. I love when the kids get to dance, and I love when I hear their interpretations of what we're doing or their imitations of people.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Stephanie McAuliffe.
And you'll have to speak up a little bit more just so I can make sure to pick you up nice and clear, okay?
Okay.
So one more time.
Stephanie McAuliffe.
Great. So, Stephanie, how in the world did you get connected to this program here?
So Susan and I attended a Seth Godin event a week and a half ago in the city, and there was a Slack group where we connected, and I saw what she's doing, and there just seemed to be some heart space that opened for me to come in and talk with the kids and share my story, and through the program that she's doing here at the school.
So what motivated you to want to do this?
I wish I had something like this when I was a kid. We're all, I think, meant to feel our joy and feel empowered, and I didn't have that when I was young. And so if we can work with the kids so that they can talk about what they're feeling and share their stories, they don't have to keep things inside of them.
That's cool. So when you were talking before, I kind of sensed sort of a dichotomy between like worldly success and almost personal failure. Is that come true a little bit?
It does. I was very successful in my career. My personal life, not so successful. I've struggled, divorced. I'm now single and very happy. But yes, there was that dichotomy between really identifying myself through things outside of myself because I wasn't happy inside.
So how do you think you can translate that into a message for the children?
Find a place, a safe place to share your voice.
Okay, so phrase that in such a way so that I think the way that I can really help kids like these is, something like that, so that we can take that, because what you just said, I'd have to put it in some kind of context.
Okay.
Yeah?
So, not being quiet about how you're feeling. Talk about your feelings, write them down on a piece of paper, and if you need to shred up the piece of paper afterwards so nobody sees it, that's fine. But don't hold feelings inside of you.
So how do you think the kids responded?
I think they responded incredibly positively. The exercises that we did, I came in with some thoughts of what I wanted to share. I shared some of it, not all of it. I think I spent about almost an hour with the kids through the other exercises that we did. They're incredibly brave and smart and receptive. And I think any kid this age, they want to know that, they've got a safe container where they can express themselves and have people respect them.
So was it intimidating?
No, it wasn't. I didn't know what to expect. I shared myself and who I am and my story and where I'm going. And was I a little nervous about being filmed? Yes, I won't lie about that. But no, I think when we're truthful to ourselves and we're open and honest, there's nothing really to be fearful about.
Having done this now, you said this was kind of the first time you had done this. Would it inspire you to pursue other opportunities?
Absolutely. And My focus with adults would be a little different than with the kids. Things that I would share, exercises we would go into, but absolutely, that's actually something that I'm looking to do as I move forward in my journey. Just making me feel awesome. So thank you for checking.
All right, you're on.
Alright, so I just want you to kind of talk to me about what you were feeling about this program. I mean, I know I feel so grateful and honored to be here sharing my my vulnerable side with these kids.
Speak up a little bit, it's really noisy.
Okay. I feel so honored and grateful to be here sharing my vulnerable side with these kids, and I'm just happy to be a part of this program, and just helping somebody if I can in any way. What about you?
I love the program because my dream was to always be able to design and make my own clothes, design sneakers. Because at home I draw. I have a lot of sketch papers and I just draw all day. And I'm able to open up and I can tell y'all everything.
Thank you.
Good job. Okay, I'm rolling now. Go ahead.
Let me get ready. So when I met Colleen, a couple of sessions ago, he said that he wanted to go to Duke and he wanted to play basketball, and I played basketball. So every time I see him, I'm like, "You're going to Duke. You're going to Duke." And this program is just so much, means so much to me, and I just hope that I can get to push Colleen to definitely go to Duke. What do you feel about this program?
It makes me express what I want to do, what I want to have fun in. So it makes me feel good.
Hey, can you speak up?
It makes me express my feelings to everyone, and it makes me feel like I can trust everybody. So that's why, and Mercy right here, she's my friend. She encourages me to play basketball and be in the NBA. So that's why this program is fun to me.
I'm sorry, y'all better get some pizza before it's gone.
Give a big hug. Hold on, let me get focused here. And hold it right there. Beautiful.
Okay, thank you. Let me get pizza.
But I wanted to do a special presentation first and a picture. Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
So,
Good.
So, we have something from Miss Susan, and she's so awesome. And so we wanted you guys to gather around and take a photo with her, with her plant, because we're just so grateful. And this is probably the thing that I want you guys to understand, real quick. Just get your attention real quick. Is that you always got to take the opportunity to thank the people in your life that are making a difference in your life. And you got to take every opportunity to do that. So one of the things you guys could try when you go home today, for your mom or dad or whoever, just say this to them. Say, "Did I tell you today how much I love you?" Just say that to them, okay? And then keep that up every other day, okay? So we get to show the people we care about how much we feel, and this is what this is about. And so we want to also take a quick photo because I know we just gather around. So we want Susan in the middle here. And I think since most of the kids are on this side, we can put her right here. You guys can stand up, and then we'll put her in the seat. Oh!
Hot seat? Is that the hot seat?
No. is the seat of appreciation. And then we just gather around. So you guys want to be right here? Just right around, Susan. Take a nice photo. Just say, come on. And then we're going to have a transition. So come right in.
Alright, guys, come on in. Get in, come on in, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Stay school, kids.
Alright, hold on, you ready?
On the count of 3, everybody say that.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, 2.
Good in school, kids.
Hold it, hold it, hold it.
There we go.
Oh, wait.
Okay, we're incomplete, Guys, do it all over again. Here we go.
One second, one second, Ray, 1 second.
Is that orange thing?
No, the side, the small ones on the side. Just to hold.
Oh, the little stuff.
Yeah, the little squares.
Awesome.
Alright, we got everybody now?
We're getting ready, son. That's what I'm loving it.
Mine ones too.
Got some in the back.
Straight up.
All right, we good? We're good.
Alright, you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, cheese. And hold it. Good. Alright, beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being part of this. I mean, it's like amazing. Thank you.
Hi, Joey. Thanks, man. Give me a good one.
That's so sweet.
You got to show them how to do it.
You gotta keep going.
Right. What the heck? Yeah, what is
Oh, you just like a shark.
No, that's okay, video.
Oh, I'm about to say,
Wait, you want to play it too?
everybody, y'all want Stephanie? Everybody,
Pass it back.
I'm not gonna know how to talk to that. Oh, I am so sorry, Spencer.
You got.
We'll go back.
I'm so sorry.
Crystal, say thank you. I could have been like, oh, I had too much pizza.
Am I doing it too hard? Just like that, Joey? Well, he called you corny. I didn't say that.
It's okay.
You're always playing.
Oh, Derek, you been done.
I didn't say that.
Let's see what you
You
got
got
there.
scared. Right, don't be watching it, yo. About your head about that. Come on.
What's good, love, bro?
For real.
Hey, let's go, my boy.
You been on camera?
That JC Brown?
You got time for lights?
Hey, what's good, my boy Trey? What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
About Frisbee, and I went and I tried playing it. And I fell in love with the sport. And I played as much as I could. I played in leagues, I played in tournaments, and I wasn't very good when I started, but it didn't matter because I was having fun. And so one thing I want to do right now is I want everyone to get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. So if someone can maybe hand those out right now. And what you're going to do on that piece of paper is you're going to write one thing that you love to do. one thing that brings you a lot of joy to do. So it could be anything. It could be reading, writing, art, music. For me, what I found was mine was ultimate frisbee. So I wrote that down on my piece of paper. So we'll take a few minutes, and everyone's going to write down one thing that makes you really happy, that brings you lots of joy, that you like to do.
Yo, why is your hat like that?
What's that? Oh, we wear cleats, so like soccer cleats or football cleats, the same ones. Yeah. Special what? Age? No, there are, for now it's mostly adults that play, but there are kids leagues too. In Vancouver we have lots of elementary school kids that play too. Doesn't matter.
How do I forget the end? Huh? You didn't? I need my book. Just where's my book? Y'all know where it is. Look over there. What's that? Wait, what? Dash. She wrote dash. What? Dash. One thing two dash.
Susan, do you just want to let me know when everyone's done writing something?
Did you guys write the thing that makes you happy? No.
Write something that makes you happy. Write what makes you happy. Just one thing. Huh?
Basketball.
Yes.
But you want to write one thing.
Frisbee?
You don't even got
Huh. I guess this is the one thing you really need. You don't really need the right shoes. You don't need to play on grass, but you really need a Frisbee. That's the one thing you really need. So that's why I gave some to you so that you can have and you can also play.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you live in Canada?
I do live in Canada, yes.
How do you like it?
It's very much the same as the United States. We're very similar. It's a bit colder.
Are you famous?
I'm not famous, no.
Does everybody have something?
What part of Frisbee?
Just write one thing that makes you guys happy.
That's a good question. I think because of the friendships that I made with the people that were playing it. The people that I met was made the most enjoyable.
I'm gonna act. Don't do that. You know you're gonna say no.
I didn't. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What, that you good at basketball?
Sure. So I want you to write down on your piece of paper what's one thing that makes you really happy or brings you a lot of joy to do. One thing you like to do that makes you very happy. Mine, Frisbee.
I have a question.
Basketball.
Okay.
In your job, right? What kind of team do you
own a team, I try to get people who don't play Frisbee to try playing Frisbee, or I try to get people who are playing Frisbee to play more Frisbee. Is what I do. Yeah.
I think most people have their answers.
Okay, awesome. So, I want to see what you wrote. So I see this one is, you wrote dance?
Yes.
Movement. Awesome. Are you going to show me some dance moves?
Maisha, show him.
Maisha, show him. Do it. Maisha, show him. Do it.
Come on, Maisha.
Uh-oh.
Break out the moves.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go, Mai. Go, Mai. Go, Mai.
Go, Mai.
Oh, really?
Hey.
Hey.
That was awesome. All right. Who else wants to show what they wrote?
So now you have the camera.
The thing that makes me happy is reading and dancing, also reading. Cheerleading and dancing and also reading. Awesome. You have 3 things. That's fantastic. Here's another one. Gymnastics and cheerleading. Nice. What else do we have? I love gymnastics and dancing. Wow, we have a whole gymnastics and dancing team in this class here. All right, let's see, one more.
One more.
Kenny, you gotta go closer.
Drawing. We got the artist. Wonderful. I have a lot of appreciation for people who can draw because I am the worst at drawing. I cannot draw. Here, I'll show you. That's the best I can draw myself. It look like me? The same person.
Did you know that life art is a...
Alright, so I'm gonna, that's great. Love to do. Because that's really important. It's really important to know what you love to do and to do that as much as you can. Because you never know what opportunities might come in the future. So for me, I'll tell you a little bit about how I got this job. It wasn't as easy as you might think. And I didn't think that I would ever get this job, to be honest. So, like I said, what I do, I basically try to get people who don't play Frisbee to play Frisbee, or I try to get people who are playing Frisbee to play more Frisbee and to get more involved. So maybe to be a coach, or to volunteer, or to come to an event that we run, something like that. So, how I got into this job, I started playing when I was in my 20s, and about a year after I started playing, my local organization, my club, they wanted to organize a tournament. And they said they needed help. And I said, I'll help, but I don't know what I can do. And they wanted someone to help organize the party. And I thought, well, I like to party, and I like to organize parties for my friends, so maybe I'll try to organize this party for this tournament. And so I did that, and it went really well. And the next year, I started organizing more of the tournament. I did the party, and the volunteers, and some of the schedule. And the next year, I did even more, and I just got more and more experience in how to organize Ultimate Frisbee tournaments. And it's something that I realized that I was actually pretty good at. I wasn't getting paid for it. It was all volunteer and it was all for fun. And about 7 years ago, I was moved to Vancouver and I couldn't find a job that I liked. So I just did whatever job I could find. And at the time I was doing landscaping. So basically gardening and working outside and working with plants and planting things and building patios, things like that. Which was fun. I enjoyed being outside, but it wasn't what I really wanted to be doing. And then this job opening came up for the Vancouver Ultimate Frisbee League. And so I thought, oh, I'd be perfect for this. So I applied for the job. I had an interview, and the interview went really well, and I thought, oh, I'm definitely going to get this job. I'm really excited. And I didn't get the job. And I was really, really upset. I thought that I was perfect for it. Well, it turns out there was someone that was more perfect for the job than I was. But about 2 months after that, the Frisbee League, they called me and they said, we know that you do events. Can you help us with this event that we're running? And I said, oh, yes, sure. So I started helping them organize an event. And then they asked me to organize a party. And I said, yes, I can organize a party. And then after that, it went well. They asked me to organize another event. And it went well. And so then they offered more work. And it just kind of snowballed like that. More work, until I got to the point where they said, we like what you're doing. We want to hire you full time. And that's how I got my job. So it wasn't what I expected. But just by doing some of the things that I loved, there was some opportunities that opened up for me that I never expected would happen. About 6 months after I got my job, I got injured, and I couldn't play Ultimate Frisbee anymore. And I was really upset, because this is the one thing that I love to do the most, and I couldn't do it. But every day I would think about Ultimate Frisbee because that's my job, and I think about how can I get other people to play, and it actually made me very unhappy, because I couldn't play, and all my friends were playing, and I was thinking about it every day. And it took me a long time to learn the lesson that it wasn't just about me. That a lot of what I was doing in my job was making other people really happy, being able to do the things that they want to be doing, that they love doing. And so now, when I think of what brings me joy, I write down this, which it says, helping others learn and play Ultimate Frisbee. Now it brings me a lot of joy to do things like this, to talk to you and just to talk about the sport, because it is really fun, and it's a great way to make new friends, and it's a great way to get some exercise. So now I want you to write down on your piece of paper, what's one thing that you really like to do for others? What's one thing that makes you happy that you do for other people? All right?
You guys got that?
Yes? Okay. Hard when I'm not there.
Who wants to go first?
I will last.
You go last again. I think maybe you should just kick it off for us.
How we guys? How we doing? Everybody have something?
Derek, you go. Go show him what.
Whatever you have, when you can come on up and bring it up.
Did you write? You're supposed to write something that makes you happy for others.
Something you like doing for other people.
Sorry.
So we got the artists here.
All right.
What do you got? Helping. Helping. Just helping.
Thanks. Tell me why.
Hello. Care for others. Beautiful. Encouraging people. I love it. Yes. Encouraging other people. So important. let's see. Things that I like to do for others is helping them to feel better. That's wonderful. There's so many people, or all of us, at some time we don't feel that good. So helping people feel better is really important. All right, let's see one more. Teaching others how to do things they need help with. Yes, I love it. All right, is there any more? I can't see.
Anyone else? One more coming up.
One more coming up. Okay. Let's see. Things that I'd like to do for others is helping them to feel better. Helping them feel better when caring for others. Right. Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. I'm just going to wrap up and say, what I've found in my life is that it's really important to do things that you love and do them as much as you can, and do things to help others when they need it too. If you can find the balance of doing both of those things, you'll be a lot happier and the people around you will be a lot happier. So I'll close on that, and I'll say if you have any questions, I'm happy, I know we don't have that much time, but I'm happy to answer any questions if you still have the time in your day there.
Oh, yes, we have a question.
Okay.
She's coming. Hillary.
Ooh, can I come to your school? Well, I live pretty far away, so I don't know if I'll be there anytime soon. But I do have a friend that lives in New York right now, and I'm going to ask him. I think he might be able to come and to show you how to throw a frisbee. Okay? I'm pretty sure he will, but I got to convince him, but I'm pretty sure I can convince him. I'd like to do that. All right.
Let's give Craig a big hand of applause.
Thank you so much, Craig. Thank you, Craig. This was awesome.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your frisbee playing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Are people
I know, I'm being sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, thank you.
We can have a cookie break. Who wants cookies?
No, but thank you.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. I had this morning.
Oh, sorry.
Miss Ew.
They keep their journal.
Susan, can they keep their journal? No, we need the journal. Oh, sorry.
They can hold on to it for now. Because maybe the next week.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead and have cookies.
Oh, sorry.
Cookies.
Really? After you fucked it, he's a
Brownie
Good? Can't really make it back.
It was fun. It was really fun. That was so much fun.
And he'll actually come and teach you. He'll actually send someone to teach you.
Joey. No. Joey. I feel like I want some milk.
You want to play also? There you go.
It's like I'm missing some and then I'm taking some.
I think I'm good at this.
Gotta be able to swing your whole arm and
The front hand is harder.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you twirl out your fingers?
I think so.
Good. What's that?
You're so good at it.
Yeah, sure.
How do you get the front end?
There you go.
There's a way to bounce it and make it fly. He said there's a way to do it like this, but I don't know how. Nice
I
catch.
thought he was gonna hit me. I thought he was gonna go like that. I was like,
Never.
I
do
went
that.
to clock me on the head. Too tall.
I can get on your head.
That was bad.
Alright. I'm gonna get a cookie.
Why don't you put those over by the cookies?
Antoine, doing yours?
As black guys behind us, we have John in.
Everybody say hello.
Hey there. Can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. I am in California. Oh, well, all right, first off, I'm in California, but I'm in my apartment. So these are my books behind me. Let's see if you can see that. Yes and no. I would say I've skimmed a lot of them, but there's ones that I've read several times, so yes.
Which one is your favorite book?
My favorite book out of all of these, wow, that's a good question. I don't know if I have one favorite because I like them all. I like most of them. I'm trying to look and see if I see any that stand out. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to think about that. So should we start?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right, perfect. So first off, thank you guys so much for letting me spend a little bit of time with you. It has been a great experience to kind of think through why I want to talk to you guys and share a little bit about my background. And with me doing some reflection, I forgot, what it's like to be in your seat, being in your seat. And I don't remember the ages or the grades. What's the range of the grades of people in the room?
4th to 8th grade.
4th to 8th, okay. Well, and I'm gonna see if I can share my screen right now, because I want to show you guys a slideshow, and let's see if I can do that. I thought I would be able to do it, but I don't see it easy. Have you guys seen? Have you done Skype before?
Yes.
Some of us. And do you know if you can share your screen through Skype?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see where that is. Yeah, I can't find it right now, but because I wanted to show you guys some pictures, but it looks like until I see where to share screen.
John, if you can press on the call, at the side of conversation you have call. Below call you'll get share screens in the drop down menu on the header.
All right, let's see. So it's that. Yeah.
Next to conversation.
All right, so next to conversation, call. There it is. There it is.
Interruption. We need all classes in grades 3, 4, and 5 to please make their way to the cafeteria. Again, I need all classes in grades 3, 4, and 5 to please make their way for the cafeteria to enjoy our holiday concert. Thank you.
All right. Is it sharing?
It's loading.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna just kind of take you guys through a few slides because I want to share my background. So this picture, did you guys see the picture?
Yes.
Yeah. So that picture was a picture of a wedding that I went to in my mid-20s, and these were friends of mine from high school. Well, matter of fact, even before high school, from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all the way through high school. So I don't know if you guys can find me. Can you find me in this picture? With hair. So that's me with hair. But all of these people are good and dear friends of mine. And I grew up in an environment that was mostly Hispanic and African American. And so as you can see, you know, these are all my best of friends. And being raised in a biracial school system, there were lots of things that showed up for me that I had to overcome, like most of you guys. There's certain things overcoming of bullying or not feeling like you fit in. Because if you look at this picture, a lot of people would say, how did you feel? Did you fit in? And I absolutely did, but it might not look like that to everybody because I'm easily found. You can see me in the back. So, you know, part of that is I'm not sure about the breakdown in your school system of the mix of races, but in my school system, it was pretty much like this. And as I look around the room, I kind of see that there's a lot of beautiful faces of many different cultures. So I think for me, what I want to share is kind of how I fit in, you know, through all this time. How does that sound?
Sounds great, thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to show you some other pictures that are embarrassing, but this is the next one as me with hair, and again, no hair. But that was me, and I don't know. I think I might have been in 6th grade in that time, and I'm. Is that 6th, 5th? I don't know. All right, so now I know. I've even lost what my age was. and then that's me with my mother. You know, I don't know what age now either. We were on a cruise. We were on a cruise then, so that was us there.
Did you have fun?
Yes, I had a lot of fun on a cruise. It was a lot of food, a lot of dancing. So yeah, I had a lot of fun there. This is my sister. So as you see the color of my skin, that's my sister, and we were raised in a biracial household. So my stepfather's black, and I'm of Hispanic descent. So I'm Mexican and Spanish. Even though my skin is light, that's my background. But that's my sister Rochelle.
Nice name.
Yes, thank you. And this is my father. This is my stepfather. So. And this is with my other little sister, Deanne.
How old is she now?
Deanne now, so she was 11 years younger than me, so now she is 35.
So you're 46?
I'm 46, great math. Right. So then this is my stepfather's sister, my Aunt Lois, and my Aunt Lois was the one who kind of raised me. My parents were really busy, working a lot, and I used to go and be raised by my aunt. And she passed away a few years ago, but she had rheumatoid arthritis, and her arthritis kind of kept her in that chair. So she raised us from that chair, and when I say raised us, meaning my sisters, my cousins, I mean, she was a very instrumental person, you know, in our life. So when I show you these pictures really mean a lot to me, and I haven't even looked at them in years, so I thank you guys for even looking at these pictures with me as I show them to you. There's a picture of me with my little sister Deanne, which I had to raise her, kind of watch her a bit. I know that you guys probably have younger brothers and sisters that you have to spend time with, and this is, you know, one of those pictures that makes me think of her for sure. Oh, this is my Uncle Norman. He played golf, and those are trophies that he won playing the game of golf. And this is what's the question? So he played golf years and years and years ago, and I don't know, you know, a lot of people didn't know that people of color played golf 20, 30 years ago. Tiger Woods was kind of the first that people got to see that, okay, a person of color can play this game well. Well, my uncle was doing it, you know, 15, 20 years before Tiger, but he wasn't a Tiger. But I'm so proud when I look at that picture, because it shows me, and that's how I learned the game. And then here are my sisters growing up, and this is me getting my MBA when I graduated with my Master's of Business Administration. And this was the party that they had for me. But as you can see, look at all the colors of what family is. And you know, that's what I'm most proud of. And I'll say, and I'll take this off of the screen share. But you know, what I'm most proud of in life was what I was most challenged with, which was feeling different. You know, I really felt different, that you know, that I stood out, and standing out didn't feel good a lot for me. And as I reflect back on it, I think it's an absolute blessing. But it took me a long time to be able to embrace that. You know, I hated feeling different. I definitely hated feeling different, and there were lots of times when I felt alone. And you know, as I began to embrace my family and embrace the fact that I was special and I was unique, I started to let go of feeling like my difference was tough to overcome. Does anybody have any questions about, you know, kind of what you saw so far? No.
When you say you felt different, different how, in which way?
Well, I'll tell you a story. So when I was probably around 6 or 7 years old, I was going into Walgreens with my dad, which is my stepfather, and I stood a couple of feet in front of him at the checkout line, and the checkout person said, "Can I help you?" And she's pointing at me, and I'm looking at her like, you know, you can't help me, my dad. You can help my dad, he's right here. And she looked at me with a puzzled look, like, "That's your dad?" And that was the first time that I recognized that I was different in color. And from that point on, I kind of started looking at the world a bit as if they were looking at me as I was different, and when I didn't even know I was different. So that to me was the first experience of feeling different. Does that answer your question? Yeah. So I guess another reason why I'm here today too is I learned a way of thinking that helped me get to the other side. And when I say get to the other side, I grew up in a very volatile household. The father that I showed you is an alcoholic, and I grew up with a lot of abuse, verbal and physical abuse. And while I love my family, that's just the family that I got. And through the years, I figured out how to quiet myself so that I could stay focused on school, stay focused on what I dreamed about, and stay focused on, you know, being a good person. And while it was really hard for me to do that, when you don't have enough food to eat, when you are worried about your safety, when you're getting bullied, I mean, I experienced all those things. And one of the things that I want to share with you guys today is how I got through it. And it's a method that I call trust. So it's TRUST, and it's just about how I'm thinking. And so the word think, reflect, understand, surrender, and take action. And I'll kind of walk you guys through it. And it's just asking yourself 5 questions, 5 simple questions. And this has worked for me in pretty much every business that I get into, every relationship that I manage. And it's about, being mindful. So the first question is under think, what's the situation that I'm facing right now? And that's about just getting into the moment. And, from there, the second question is under reflect, how am I feeling? So the first question is, what's going on right now? The next question is, how am I feeling? And then understand. And the understand is, what do I really want? And then the last 2 questions is around surrender, meaning what do I need to let go of in order to get what I really want? And then the T of take action. What am I going to do? So I kind of walk you guys through that again. It's like, what's going on? How do I feel about it? What do I really want? What do I need to let go of in order to get what I want? And what am I going to do about it? And that...
All right, so tell us what you like about the program.
Well, what I like about the program is being here with the people from the program.
Okay, can we say it one more time now? Like all one sentence, okay? Let's try it again. Ready? So what do you like about the program?
What I like about the program is being here with the people from the from Art in Eden.
Great, good job. All right, who's next? What do you think about the program?
I think this program is fun, actually, because I get to stay here with my friends and do a lot of activities. So that's what I think. I think all of the mentors that is here is fun to me, and they're very nice. I think they can teach us stuff in the future, and maybe, hopefully, in a couple of months, we can learn stuff. So that's why I think the program is so good.
Good answer. All right. What do you think about this program?
I think that the program is a fun experience, and they're giving me a chance to learn more things that I don't know about myself, and it's just a fun experience and a fun opportunity.
Good answer. Oh, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Nadia.
Okay, and what do you like about this program?
What I like about this program is that I can act like myself and also be myself and share what I feel, and everyone doesn't judge me.
Okay, good. All right, what do you think about this program?
I think this program is fun and helpful because, I can share everything that I want to share, and all the things that I never told anyone. And, yeah.
All right, very good. All right, Jayla, what do you think about this program?
I think that this program is fun, and I like the mentors because I feel like I can trust them with my personal secrets, and I feel that they won't tell everybody about my personal things, and hopefully I will learn more. I will learn how to build more self-confidence with them.
Good. All right. Tell us what you like about the program.
What I like about the program is I get to have fun with the people in the program and do fun things, talk about our feelings and stuff, and be with our friends.
Right, yeah.
No problem, don't worry about it.
Wait, hold on. What? Okay, guys.
No, it's not. You got
Why are you always playing?
You wanna sit, guys? You wanna sit? You wanna start something? Sit.
Okay, what about? No, y'all gotta do it.
That's good.
Okay, guys.
Right.
So we don't have too much time. But as Susan mentioned, we have a small surprise. So we pulled Secret Santa, the Art and Eden staff, and so we put all your names in a hat and pulled out different names. And we have presents for you, which are on that table.
That's so
So one point that I wanted to add is normally for Secret Santa we give presents to each other, and the team unanimously decided that we don't want to give presents to each other, we want to give presents to the kids at Camden. So so that's how we want to celebrate our Christmas with you guys, because you'll have become so much part of our world. Yes.
Do you guys work with any other schools?
No,
just
with you guys.
Stay loyal.
Stay loyal. Go ahead, Nandita, sorry.
So I think the way, if we can have a volunteer or if Art and Eden people want to go up, we'll call one person's name at a time. You can get your present. I'm going to play some music. Feel free to do a dance walk there and back if you'd like.
So you have to do a dance walk or you don't get the present.
You heard?
Oh, hold on. You have to do the dance walk.
I got to wait, guys.
Okay, hang on.
You start.
I'm going to make a So one person at a time.
One person at a time. Yeah.
One person. You go first because you know which one is
The name that I got for the gift thing was Mike.
He's not here.
Oh, you're not here right now. You're not here right
That's
now.
too bad.
We'll come back.
Because this gift is actually appropriate for today.
Next.
Okay. The next one is Miss Hughes.
Miss Hughes.
Everybody I'm calling is gone. This is
That's Jerabel.
Jerabel.
Oh,
And this is from
Yulia.
Yulia.
You don't have to dance. You can just walk up and get it.
Okay, walk up.
And I want to dance.
Hit that. Walk. Get it, girl. You have to learn to love the things you hate. So make a dance on over.
Dance, I don't know how to dance.
We'll meet you halfway. That's right.
Do it like.
Alright, Tommy, make a move over here.
Tommy.
Do that dance.
Who did Tommy get his gift from?
Karina.
Serena gave you.
I'll give mine.
So I got Eileen.
Eileen!
Girl!
You probably don't like
Why is
Do that Spanish stuff.
Where you better
Do that Spanish stuff.
I don't get it.
What do you mean?
I used to love it.
I'm Miss Hughes.
I know they're all so like.
I was trying to give you. Everyone doesn't like to dance.
Your phone. Oh, my phone? Well, I don't know where that's going on.
So Jayla.
I'm opening up for you.
So this gift is from Ashley, and Ashley got Shay. And she wishes she could be there.
That's a little second.
Scenario. This is for me to you.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm about to kill it up there.
Oh, thank God so much. I'm gonna walk over there. Thank
You got you too, man.
Call Jonathan, see that? Call Jonathan.
I always wear the necklaces on my birthdays. Oh my god, I love that color.
You gotta get it. You gotta get it.
I think it's about a color. You wanna open it?
Jordan's shirt. Hey, I want to open it. They're just gonna take it from me. No, we take the phone. Okay. Open it. Oh. Got the basket. Got the basket. Got the basket. Got the basket. Open it. Shot your move. Yeah. Shot your move. Moody, I'm set. You saw my move.
That was my favorite game when I was growing up. Have you played it? Yeah, it's so much fun.
It's a